Hey everybody, Shabbat Shalom. I'm here to do the first quarter moon activation reading, so I have my deck with me. And I was contemplating not doing it today, and possibly not doing the readings anymore at all. And the reasons are many, but ultimately, beyond reasoning is the heart. And the heart said to do it today. And to do it with the Rider-Waite deck, which is the one that you all have seen me using time and time again in the past. This is not the deck I used for the last reading. I intended on using the new deck for all of my readings, but this was the intuitive guidance today. And to save you the explanation so that we can get right to the reading, I'm just going to begin. And if you enjoy these readings, please let me know what you get out of them. Please send me a message or leave a comment to let me know what you get from them. Is it something that I should keep doing? Because I have many projects going on and lots of things to deal with in my own personal life, and I'm not sure how valuable these readings are to you all. But yeah, they may or may not be continuing. So this is a special month. Each of the 4 phases that I do readings for fall on Shabbat. So if I continue these readings, you will see me for each Shabbat doing these activation readings this month. We also have Pesach or Passover coming up soon here. And it's one of my favorite holy days. And I love to give the Kabbalistic interpretation of the story as it applies to one and all. So that's something you should stay tuned for, because I'll definitely be speaking about that on my YouTube channel. If you don't follow me yet, just search youtube.com/RebeccaMagic. Okay, so we're at the first quarter right now. Whatever thoughts or feelings you've been carrying as your vibratory pattern, look at it, acknowledge it, let it know that you hear it, you feel it, you see it, whatever it is, and then let it go. At least just for this moment, for this reading. And when you feel ready, when you feel empty, like you've cleared a space for divine guidance to come in, then we will start. Okay, feel free to also add your energy into the deck, however you desire. Okay, so we are halfway through to the full moon now. We experienced the new moon reading, which was the initiation activation, okay? It was the beginning of a cycle. So now what we ask the archetypes or the faces of the one to show us are messages that want to be heard to guide us forward in the most graceful and efficient way possible in the light of the highest good of us all as one unified consciousness. So this reading will apply to the individual as well as the collective. So what archetypal wisdom is there that wants to be heard and seen right now, integrated, so that we can most efficiently move ahead without crisis, with grace and ease? Show us the map. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to begin. Okay, I feel guided to say if there's any question you have, think it, say it, type it now. Doesn't have to be a question. It could also just be a word, bunch of words. Could seem abstract, could be very specific. Hopes, fears, dreams, visions, goals. And then let it go. The very first card I pulled, out of 4 cards, by the way, is what I'm starting with, so you can see. The very first card I pulled is the Hanged Man, the number 7 of the major arcanum of the deck. So it is a very powerful way to start off the reading. The major arcana are the major secrets of the deck. The Hanged Man is that of seeing from a new perspective, which ultimately leads to illumination. Because when we see things from a new perspective, we widen our perspective, our consciousness. We expand our consciousness. So when we see things from a different way, it's like new worlds are revealed. This is where we're at right now. The Hanged Man. Beginning to see things in a new light. Okay, where we're moving ahead to is the 5 of Pentacles. And this ultimately is a gift through hard work, through maintaining hope and trust in the fruits of our labor. It will be ours. But it does take hard work. Work in what realm does not really matter, because as in one dimension, so in all. So it may be in the mental realm, it may be in the very physical realm, actually working. And it may or may not be through relationship, but ultimately it's always through relationship, because we are relating to self any way we look at this life experience. Even within the self, there are multiple selves. We have the masculine and the feminine self within our very bodies. In the way that our cells operate, there are active and receptive forces at play. So how are we working on our relationships with self and others in a way that's going to provide sustainable love, in a way that's going to provide those things in life that are valuable beyond the material realm? So manifesting a reality that provides opportunities for us to deepen the things that matter the most, that will last forever. So using this physical reality, what would we want to manifest in this physical reality? What is of the greatest priority to manifest? Those things that are going to ultimately cultivate those deeper things within us that are unseen, that will last forever. So what are we doing right now as far as working with self and with others? Hard, giving it our blood, sweat, and tears, knowing that what we are going to manifest will be a trophy of that work. Something in the light of all that work that we've done. So this is where we're headed, to work together as a team. And the challenge and the bridge which leads there ultimately, because the challenge becomes the gift when we unlock that challenge, and then it becomes a bridge between now and the future, is the Queen of Swords. And this is a card of emotional independence. Okay. So, understanding our emotions, battling with them if we must to get to the understanding, doing whatever we must do in this physical realm that is necessary for us to get in tune with our emotions and become emotionally independent. In order to be the King of Swords, we first have to be the Queen. We have to understand our emotions in connection to the mind. First, get in touch with our emotions, our heart, and go through the heart to the mind. Allow the mind to be guided by that heart. So right now, as we're seeing from a new perspective, we're going to begin to be shown opportunities. We're going to be offered opportunities to master this archetypal energy of the Queen of Swords. As we see from a new perspective, we will begin to see ourselves and our emotions in a way that perhaps we have not observed before. And as we observe ourselves in this new light, we will be able to gain that emotional independence that is necessary for us to move ahead to the future and put in hard work where it's actually going to matter and produce sustainable results. If we don't become emotionally independent and we don't master that Queen of Swords, we may end up working real hard for nothing, right? And ultimately that's okay too, because we will come back and do this again and again as many times as we need to learn the lesson. Ooh, And this is the past. Our second major arcana shows its face, and that's 2 out of the 4 cards. It's 50% of this reading being a major deal. And then we also have the Queen, and the only minor arcana was that 5 of Pentacles. So it's a pretty powerful reading yet again. Not surprised. So we're coming out of the past, the Devil. Coming out of a time where we felt maybe chained by a situation, a relationship, job, project, whatever it was, that was keeping us chained to our lower selves. We're coming out of that now through being able to see from this new perspective. We're breaking the chains of whatever this is. And the devil, the Antichrist, whatever you want to call this, is really, it's not as scary as it seems or as scary as this image looks. It's really just that which is not in alignment with nature. And when considering the self in reflection of nature, it's that which is not aligned with self, that which is not aligned with our highest aspirations. So we're finally being given the opportunity to break free from this once and for all and leave those things in the past that were keeping us in the lower realms by seeing through this new perspective. And as we see through this new perspective, we gain emotional independence from those situations that were not serving our highest, from those things that maybe were distracting us from giving all of our energy to those things that are the highest, of the highest intention. And we're realizing that it's really, the answers are in the heart. That's why it's the Queen of Swords. We need to know our heart. We need to know our heart's truth so that we can cut those cords that need to be cut that don't serve her, that don't serve the heart. Because when we don't have that connection to our hearts, we may not be able to cut those swords because we won't cut the cords with our swords because we won't have that clarity as to what truly is a reflection of our heart's truth. We won't know which cords to cut because we will be so intertwined with the emotions and thoughts and processes of others. Therefore, ultimately, without even knowing, we may unknowingly be feeding sources that are not for the highest good, or sources that are just working against us and making our own mission impossible to complete. So we must gain that emotional independence if we wish to remain clear and to detangle from the complicated, materialistically entangled situations of others. We need to know our own heart so that we know which cords to cut for ourselves, so that when we approach that time, when it's time to really work for the blessings that we know will follow, we will choose the right work. And we'll use our energy wisely. And those situations that present themselves to do this work will already be the ones that were chosen for us by the divine, for the highest good, if we do this work now. If we get in touch with our own hearts now, right? We're only halfway through this cycle this month. If we get in touch with our own hearts now, then the opportunities of the 5 of Pentacles that will manifest in the very near future will reflect the work that we've done now. Because this is coming whether we're ready or not. And we're as ready as we need to be in each moment always, because there's no way around that, because everything is in divine order. But this is giving us an opportunity, a chance to listen to the wisdom of the archetypes, which are the ancestors of not just the past, but the future, the timeless space, the space outside of time. So this energy is going to come whether we do this work or not. So it's like asking ourselves, if we know this is inevitable, then what should we be doing right now to best prepare for this moment? What could we be doing right now to manifest this archetypal energy in a way that will work for and with us? This is how we work with the universe. It's like we don't have to be controlled by the stars, but we can use them as reference points to further clarify the image in our mind's eye, to therefore manifest that image, to manifest a reality in the light of what it is we truly want. So there are certain energies that are inevitably going to be present through the seasons of life. And the more we understand those energies, we can understand that they're not writing the details of our story. They're guiding energies, they're guiding forces. And through understanding them, we can use them and manipulate them to work with and for us in ways that are for the highest good. When I say manipulate, I mean for the highest good of the one. Rest assured, you will not be able to access such power if you are not manipulating those energies for the highest good of the one. And this is the beauty of the sustainable science of the one and nature. It's a very intelligent nature, self-sustaining. You cannot gain access to this power if you are not using it for the highest good. So be controlled by the stars in a way that's illusionary, or gain control in a way that is for the highest good of the one. There's no other way. You either submit to those things and give up your power, or you submit to the thing that is you, which is everything, the one, and you gain all of the power. All for one and one for all. So that's it for the first quarter moon reading. Again, I was about to not do this reading today. I have been playing with the idea of just stopping these readings and not doing them anymore. I know a lot of you enjoy seeing them live, and I know a lot of you check out my YouTube channel, and it's been really fun commenting back and forth with you guys. I'm just not sure how much of a priority this really is. So if you're really enjoying these, please reach out, let me know what they do for you. And yeah, I encourage you to, pick up your own cards and learn a little bit for yourself, or instead of just looking at these readings or looking at symbols on cards, to just close your eyes and meditate on the symbols that come up in your mind's eye at the time of these special days, the first quarter, the new moon, the full moon, the last quarter. These are very special times. And if you look into nature, you'll see that there are these points, these pinnacles, that are access points for us to have these deep transcendental realizations and make these connections that could ultimately be very useful when we come out of the meditation and come back into the real world. You don't need the cards. Of course you don't need the cards. So I encourage you, again, at these times of special points, in cycles of nature. You could also look to ancient religions and holy days, holidays that were formed in the past that honored the different cycles of the moon, or honored different stories of the Bible or other sacred texts. Look deeply into those sacred times. Look at the numerology behind their dates as far as the lunar calendar is concerned. I'm not talking about holidays in the Gregorian calendar. But look into the numbers of those days. Find your own meaning in those ancient or timeless rituals. And close your eyes and meditate upon these symbols that live within inside of you. So, happy first quarter moon, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.